Hello, welcome to Maximize Your Time and Elevate Your Life, the weekly podcast that gives busy professionals practical tips to work smarter, not harder. I'm your host, Blinn Bates, and each week we're going to explore simple strategies to help you take control of your calendar and create more margin in your life. Because although time is finite, how you use it matters.
Welcome back. When I talk to people, most people don't lose their day in one big mistake. They lose it in dozens of small interruptions. So whether it's a quick question, quick email check, quick text, suddenly our hours are gone. These interruptions don't just take our time, they're destroying our focus. They don't just cost that 4 or 5 seconds, they cost the time that it takes to recover. So the research says that it can take 15 to 20, even 23 minutes, I've read, that it can take to fully regain your focus once you've lost your momentum or your deep thinking. So that 2-minute interruption can cause 20 plus minutes of productivity loss. Multiply that 5 times, 10 times across the course of a day, you've lost hours, your day's fragmented, and this is why things like batching, email processing at certain times, Pomodoro method, those things are all in existence. That's why they're taught, is because keeping our focus is what's really, really important, and avoiding those interruptions. We aren't losing our days because we aren't waking up early, going to work, getting the hours in. It's lost because we're not actually getting done what we need to get done because of these interruptions. So what are interruptions? Interruptions can be anything. They can be external. You could have team members, coworkers coming in and bothering you. You could have the phone ringing. You could have your email Outlook box up and it dinging at you, your notifications, people wanting, just 10 minutes of your time, or a meeting that's added at the last minute. A lot of things, though, are internal. We do a lot of these to ourselves. So we pull our phone out of our pocket and we check it. We open our email just to take a look. We sit there and death scroll through social media. We try to multitask or switch tasks, and that's causing us to lose focus. And this is just procrastination, basically disguised as productivity. So some of our interruptions come from others, but in reality, a lot of them come from ourselves. So we haven't set enough boundaries around preventing these interruptions. When we don't have structure or we don't have protected time in our calendar, there's no expectation set for what we need to be doing. And if we're always available, you're always going to be interrupted. So I want to tie this back to the episode where we talked about the perfect week, where we are planning our week, where we're setting up, here's where what I want my week to look like. Here's the times throughout the day that I'm going to process my emails. Here's my don't do list. I'm not going to do these things, so I know that when they come up, just say no and we don't have to worry about it. So all of these boundaries are going to help us reduce the chaos. Availability without boundaries is going to lead to chaos. How do I get started on this, and how do I know what is interrupting me? And the way to do that is to create what's called an interruptions log. This tool is going to help us see throughout the course of a day or a week what interrupted us, when it's happening, how long it lasted, was it necessary or not, and is it something that we can prevent? So for 1 week, we want to track this. We want to keep a separate sheet of paper, and we want to track who or what interrupted us, when it happened, how long, those types of things. And so hopefully we'll discover some patterns. Is it the same person that's interrupting us all the time? Is it the same time of day? Is it the same type of issue? What are the causes? Do I need to have clear delegation? Do I need to rework our systems a little bit and document those so that I'm not the one answering that question all the time? Or do I need to put some more boundaries around communication? For instance, during 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, my door is going to be shut. I'm going to be working on X, Y, and Z. Please interrupt me only if the school calls and my child is sick. Something like that. Some of these are going to come back to our own personal habits around phone, email use, things like that. So we can see that once we've documented it. We can't fix it if we don't know what the cause is. So this logging is going to turn our constant frustration into some data that we might actually be able to use. So once we identify those patterns, we can create some protected time potentially. Maybe we see, all right, my assistant's coming in at 10 o'clock every morning. Why don't we just schedule a 10-minute meeting at that time? We can have a focused discussion on whatever is blocking her, whatever questions she has, and treat that like a meeting and then move on to the next thing. With that, though, comes the expectation that we've had that meeting. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to do these things that I need to do, so I'm not available for a period of time. And then this would become the norm. So you have to set that expectation. You have to somewhat batch those communications, schedule those communications just like the email once, twice a day, and group those things together with other like things. So we want to make sure our delegation is done correctly. We want to make sure that we've appropriately trained people, that they're not coming to us with things that we should have processes for. And I think the big one you're going to find is we want to eliminate self-interruptions. So we want to turn off our notifications, remove our distractions. Some people say they put their phone in the other room or they lock it up. I don't go to that extreme, but every interruption we have is going to cost us time, and every interruption that we are able to eliminate is going to give us back our time. So for a week, I would challenge you to keep an interruptions log, track everything, even the small stuff if you don't think it's important. At the end of the week, sit down 20, 30 minutes, review that, and eliminate or reduce one of the major sources of interruptions. These aren't random. They're going to be predictable. You're going to see patterns, and they're going to be pretty easily fixable once you know what they are. When you reduce those, you're going to gain some more control over your schedule and over your days and weeks. When we're protecting our focus, we eliminate the noise and the interruptions. That's how we're going to maximize our time and elevate our life.
Thanks for listening to Maximize Your Time, Elevate Your Life. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe and share it with someone who could use a little more time freedom. If you're ready to maximize your time, please navigate to our consulting page on my website, which is blinnbates.com, and submit the right fit evaluator to see if I can help you elevate your life. Remember, time is limited, but your potential isn't. I'll see you next week.